What's up, everybody? So we just had major news drop that in the single closest and largest suspect test in Smogon history, terastillization remains fully legal in Scarlet and Violet overuse. So not only did it not get banned, but it's didn't even get restricted. So it's going to be exactly the same, no restrictions. I mean, it's kind of crazy. So we see here that 59.25% of people voted for some kind of action, whether that be an outright ban or a restriction to terastillization. And in order to act, they needed 60% of people to vote. So obviously, it narrowly missed that. It narrowly missed that. This was a very contentious, like probably the most contentious suspect I've ever seen. Like Dynamax last generation, there was no debate. Everybody said, "Get that out of the game. This is broken. This is crazy." Terra, a lot of people like Terra. A lot of people are unsure about Terra, and for now, we're gonna keep Terra the way that it is. I know some people were upset that it was a supermajority that was needed, but I think it has to be that way. It has to be that way. This is the core mechanic of Generation 9. This is not something that should be decided because 51, 52, 53% of people. It needs to be very clear that the vast majority of the player base wants action on this. And clearly, it wasn't quite that clear cut. So, continuing to read this, therefore, terastillization remains fully legal, blah, 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 blah. Do note that there is potential for future suspects on this subject if deemed appropriate by the community, but it is not guaranteed and nothing is likely to happen in the immediate future, which, that makes sense. We probably could get a test on this sometime after home drops, but definitely no earlier than that. So, for the foreseeable future, the metagame we've been playing with an unrestricted Terra is the metagame that we're going to be continuing to play. And some people might not like that, but that's what it's going to be, and I'm fine with it. I don't mind not rushing to ban things. It's only been like 6 weeks since the game came out, and it's definitely not as crazy as something like Dynamax. But I think a lot of people, definitely were thinking maybe Team Preview Terra would have been a thing. And like you said right here, finally, had we hit the threshold for action, Team Preview would have won in a landslide. And obviously, VGC recently implemented team sheets or open team sheets, which effectively is like Team Preview Terra, since you can see the Terra before you actually play the game. And I don't think that would have changed that much. But I do think it would have helped a little bit to at least know what you're running into. It does like nerf the element of surprise a little bit. At least like, okay, they have their pre-existing type and this one Terra type they could go into, instead of having to predict 2, 3, 4 maybe viable types that a Pokemon might be able to go into. So obviously, I think a lot of people would have liked to have that option, but I think the way that the vote was structured, it was basically you either voted for action or you voted for no action, and then after that you would rank the options. But some of the options, like outright banning terastillization, or one Terra user per team, or stab Terra only, I think a lot of people just really didn't like. So even if they maybe would have been fine with Team Preview Terra, if you're really scared of one of those other options winning, you maybe just vote no action and say, you know what, I'll stick with no action. I'd rather just keep things the way they are than, risk dealing with those other options. So those are definitely things that, like, in the future, if in a few months or a year or whatever, we look at Terra again, might want to consider removing them because they're clearly very unpopular options at the moment. But yeah, either way, this is super crazy. Definitely, like I said, one of the most contentious suspects ever. I guess the next order of business is seeing, now that we know the metagame that we're going to be playing in, stuff like Shiyu, stuff like Annihilate, stuff like Cyclozar, maybe their days are numbered. We'll have to see, but just wanted to throw out this quick update since obviously this is really major. I'm going to have other content on Scarlet and Violet on the channel. If you're interested in any of that, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and maybe in the comments let me know, like, do you agree with the decision? Do you disagree with the decision? Let me know, and I'll see y'all next time.